Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing another story time, and I don't know even to call it a story time because this just happened. And yeah, but I guess I want to tell you guys the story and what I've been going through, and maybe you'll learn a lesson or two. So let's start. So this past Saturday, I think it was 27th July, I was on my way to the airport. I was going to see this girl, let's call her Kay, and I guess I wanted to surprise her. It was her first time meeting. We had been talking in the DMs for quite some time, and she was coming back to Kenya, and so I went to the airport to surprise her. I had flowers and had this little sign with her name on it, and I guess I wanted the first time that we meet to be memorable, and for me it was kind of a big step because I haven't really actually liked anyone in 3 years. In 3 years, I've liked no one in 3 years. So I think for me it was a big step, and I wanted to make it do it properly. Make our first encounter really special. And I saw her at the airport around midnight. I also met her parents. They thought I was cute, so so there's that. Anyway, continuing with the story. So at exactly 12:08. I got an email. I got 3 emails from YouTube, and my heart literally just stopped. The email read this, and I'll read it for you. Due to copyright, we have taken down these 11 videos. You now have 3 copyright strikes. Your channel is scheduled for deletion in 7 days. Unless you resolve this, you'll not be able to upload any new videos during this time. And I remember just reading this message, and I could not believe what I was looking at. I was literally in disbelief, and I couldn't. I think I just stopped feeling anything. I think I couldn't even see or feel anything. I just felt like my world had just come crumbling down on me. Like, how is this on such a day that I do something so nice for someone else, the world decides to step on my neck today of all days. So I remember sitting in an Uber as I was going home after I just seen Kay, and I remember just feeling nothing. I was shaking. I literally felt like sick. I felt like I could vomit, and I felt so like, what? Like, some things you don't think will come, or you don't think will happen to you, but when they do, it's very hard to deal with. And I remember Kay texting me as I was going home, making jokes and telling me how her parents think of me and such. And I remember, like, I couldn't even see or read it. I just texted her and said, I have to work, I'll talk to you tomorrow, because I couldn't believe what was happening. So I rushed home quickly, opened my computer, and there it was. My channel had these big red flags all over, and it really had happened. My channel had 3 copyright strikes, and it was scheduled to be deleted in 7 days. In 7 days, and this is Sunday. So I have 7 days to get back my account. And this is one of those moments in life that really shake you. I remember just staring at my computer and feeling so depressed and sad. All the work I'd put in the last 1 year and 6 months had just come to an end. All the work, all the sweat, all the videos I'd made were just going to disappear just like that. And I remember I was so angry. I remember I sat on my bed and I cried. The copyright strikes originated from 11 videos I made. I made 11 videos about Comic-Con, Marvel Comic-Con, and there were announcements about the new upcoming films they have later coming in 2020 and 2021. And the creator of the channel, I think his channel name is Films That Rock, had filed copyright suits against my channel for using his content without permission, and YouTube decided to strike my channel. 3 strikes. And for you who may not know, when you get 3 strikes on YouTube, your channel gets deleted. There's no appeal, there's not much you can do. They only give you 2 options. You can either appeal and get a retraction from the person who lodged the complaint, or you can file a counter strike proving why you think this was a mistake. And in my situation, like, there was no denying it. Yes, I stole his content and I used it on my channel, and yes, I did deserve the strikes. yes, I did deserve the strikes. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I didn't. It happened, I made a mistake, and I was paying for it. But I remember being so angry, like, how can one person have this much power over my channel? How can one person cause my channel to be deleted? And previously, before this, I had no copyright strikes at all. I had zero copyrights. So then in a span of 5 minutes, my channel gets three copyright strikes, and it was so painful. I was angry with the person who lodged the complaints. Like, why couldn't he have just come forward and messaged me or send me an email to take down the videos? I would have been happy to take down the videos. Why did he have to? I felt like it was an exaggeration, or someone really abusing the position or the power they have, and I felt angry at him. I felt angry at YouTube. Like, how is this possible? How in the world can you put this much work into a channel and lose it just like that? Just like that. I was upset. I was really upset. I was even looking at the videos that I reposted. The videos were getting 1K views, 2K views, 4K views, and I really wondered in my mind, like, what would bother that person so much? Because his channel, the exact same video on his channel was getting 1 million views, 700 views, 500K views, and I was wondering, why is someone so bothered with such a small channel? Like, I can't even explain all the things that are going through my mind, but at the end of the day, I realized that I was blaming everyone else but my own, but not, I wasn't blaming myself. I was blaming YouTube, I was blaming him, and to be honest, I put myself in this situation. I did the crime. It was my fault. It was my fault. I put myself in this situation for this to happen to me, and I guess I need to find ways to forgive myself, because this still hurts a lot. So before you guys get angry or I get angry, I want to really repeat the facts that I caused this to happen. It was my fault, and anything that happens after this, it's my fault. So I guess I'd like to take responsibility for it. It was no one's fault. Films That Rock doesn't have any obligation to be nice to me, to be kind to me, to fix anything. They're just doing what they feel is right, and I guess it just sucks. It sucks for me. It just sucks. So I want to explain why this particular situation happened. Why did I repost someone else's videos? A week earlier, this is the 27th, so I think on the 20th, 19th, I looked at my channel analytics and I realized I had made, in 20 days of the month, I had made almost, I think, $140, which is nothing. The whole month of July, I have made 39 videos. So subtracting all the copyright videos that I had made 22 videos, and this, is it 22? Yeah, I think, yeah, 22 videos, and these 22 videos had made cumulatively $100. Do you know how much that is a slap in the face? That is such a slap in the face on YouTube, and I think there's such a big problem in YouTube. Most of people do not understand how YouTube works, and YouTube, it really does not matter how great your content is. It really does not matter. It does not matter at all. Your video does well based on, are people interested in your content, and where is the demographic where your people watch your videos. If Americans watch your videos, you make more money. If Kenyans watch my videos, I make very little. I make very little. So this is just how YouTube works, and it works on the premise that advertisers in the West are willing to pay more to put ads on your videos compared to smaller countries like Kenya or any country in Africa, where advertisers pay very little to run the same ads on your channel. So really, you do well based on who is watching your video and the kind of interest that the particular topic you're dealing with is. So that's just a sad reality about YouTube. So for you who are starting YouTube, bear that in mind. So I had made $140, and I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to pay rent for the month, and I felt desperate. I felt desperate that I needed to do something on my channel to be able to make some money so that I can pay my own bills, and I think that was a mistake. And I right now, I so understand people who, like, people are in so many situations, and I know from the outside people judge you, and you wonder, why did he do this or why did he do that? And if the same situation happened to you, trust me, you would do the same thing. I see people making jokes about people who are stealing chicken on the internet, or people who do very petty things, but imagine if it was you. Imagine if you had a family that was dying of hunger. Wouldn't you steal that chicken as well? Wouldn't you? So do not judge people based on the choices they made. You have no idea the situations they were in that led them to that decision. So be more understanding. Be more understanding. So at the time, I was desperate, and I looked for content on the internet that a lot of people were interested in, and I found these Comic-Con videos, and so I reposted them on the channel, thinking to myself, maybe because it's not an official, I guess. It's not official media coverage by Marvel, and when I posted them on the channel, I didn't get any copyright strikes or anything, so I thought it would be fine, and the plan actually worked. I posted these videos cumulatively. These 11 videos got 60,000 views, and I made almost more than $200 on it. So I felt, yeah, it was a good choice. I made enough money to pay my rent, and I regret that decision. I really regret that decision. But I hope you guys can understand that sometimes you're put on a corner and you're desperate, and it makes you do desperate things. So this was my mistake. I decided to take responsibility for what I had done, because the fault was originally mine. I stole someone else's content without their permission, and they were justified to take the following actions against me. So I decided to fess up and confess, and YouTube gives you two options. You can either ask the person who lodged the complaints to retract the claims, or you can also file a counter strike, and which I had no grounds to file any counter strike, because yes, I did the crime. So on 28th July, I messaged the creator and I told him this: "Hi, you recently issued takedown requests for the Marvel Comic-Con videos. I am at fault, and I am sorry for using the footage without asking for permission. I honestly thought it would be fine, as I thought it was just a fun recording of the event. Kindly retract the claims, as all at once they gave me 3 copyright strikes and my channel is up for deletion. I'll remove all Comic-Con videos, as I say you're the original owner of the content. You know what it takes to build a channel, and using it in a second is painful. So please find it within you to be kind." And so I sent that message, and I waited and I waited for his response, and 8 hours later I had nothing back. So justifiably, I was depressed, I was sad, I was going through a lot. I was really going through a lot. So I hope he would be reasonable and he would take down the copyright strikes as I requested. And I waited and waited. I found him on Facebook. I sent him another message because I had gotten a response in 8 hours. And when YouTube gives you 7 days to fix the problem with the delete your channel, you feel like every second counts. Every second counts. So there are a few people I talked to about this. I talked to Kay, and she was so supportive and nice, and told me everything will be okay. I also talked to Ashara, and she's been my rock for a very long time, and I'm really grateful for these 2 incredible women in my life. Thank you. Thank you for being there when I needed you. Thank you. So during this time, I felt like reaching out to my family, but I felt like I couldn't really talk to them because I did not want to get any more judgment, and the last thing I wanted to hear was, "I told you so." That's the fucking last thing I wanted to hear. So have you guys ever have you seen this meme that African parents will only support your talent when they see that it's making money? And it's such a sad reality of the world we live in right now. People do not support what you can do or what you want to do with your life and your passions until they see that there's some monetary value to it. So a lot of times you're on your own. You're really on your own. My parents actually don't like that I do YouTube. I think they're very angry that that I don't use my 2 degrees, because they paid for my bachelor's education, they paid for my master's education, and I think to them it doesn't make sense that I'm doing YouTube right now and I think to them I'm throwing it all away. And they don't come out and say it to my face, but I see how they act and I hear how they talk about me behind my back, and it's not easy. It's not easy. A few weeks after I moved out of my house, my dad came in to visit me at my apartment, and as we were talking, he started asking about, "So how is your channel doing?" Then I told him it's okay, but it could be better. And then my dad just proceeds to tell me how I can make my channel better and how he thinks that I could be making more money if maybe I made more travel videos, or maybe if I made real estate content, because he thinks as of now my channel is just a gossip channel, and that really hurt my feelings. That really hurt my feelings. He came and he thinks that he knows better, and he knows more about YouTube than I do. And you know, people, when you're doing something and they're saying that it's not doing so well, then he's like, do this, do this, do this, as if they know. I think African parents assume that you just record a video, put it up, and it just gets views. Like, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. And whoever thinks they can do this better than I can, try, and you will see exactly what I mean. So he proceeded to show me YouTube channels that he watches, and showing me, you see this one with 1 million, make channels like this, make your content like this, make your content like this one, like this one, like this one, like this. And I really hate this about African parents. Like, they completely do not see anything you're doing, and they're just there, I think, to criticize. Like, they're just saying, be more like this one, be more like this one, do this, do this, do this, do this. And it's so, am I never enough? Am I never enough for you? Am I never enough? Sometimes my parents also send me links of big YouTubers buying a house, a $4 million house, or $5 million. I saw a story another day of a YouTuber who's 6 years old who bought a mansion, and he sends me these links, and I really wonder, does he actually think he's helping? Like, my dad, do you really think you're helping me, sending me links of other YouTubers making it big in the industry? It's not helpful. It's just hurtful. It's just really hurtful. I remember once asking money from my parents because YouTube wasn't doing that great, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to afford my bills. So I really needed help. So, like you do, you call your parents and you ask for money because you need this and this. And before they agreed to give me money, I remember being scolded for a whole 2 hours, just being told, you never listen, you always do what you're not told, you should have done this, you should have listened to us, you should have found a job, you should be taking care of yourself, you're too old, this is not your responsibility. And I just, like, it really hurts me that you can ask for help, and before someone helps you, they feel like they need to show you or prove to you like where you're wrong and what you're doing wrong. And it's, can't people just be kind? Can't people just be kind? I remember being told that these are my decisions, and whatever happens, I have to live with the consequences. So I think my parents are under the impression, or I think from talking with my friends, most parents are like, I usually like this. They would rather prove how right they are and scold you and give you lectures than actually just be there to support you. And if I ask for help, like, it's also very hard for me to just ask for help. So when I ask, I do not need the lecture. I really do not need the lecture. Something I learned from my parents is it's not so important to be right. You should care more about how you make the other person feel. It's really not important to be right. So this is why I think people pull away from their families and people isolate themselves, because you just don't want to keep getting hurt the same way over and over and over and over. And it's just hard. It's just really hard. So every time my parents call me and ask me how I'm doing, I always say, I'm fine. I just say I'm fine. What else can I tell them? If I tell them this, they'll just, I'm always fine. I'm just always fine.